Exactly.
Museum.
Exactly.
You got to see.
Come visit the fort. What we are going to do, we are going to go around the fort left on this island. Now we will only concentrate on the politics forming the Mombasa, that the Arabic word of a Moroccan tongue. Identify.
And the main man of the day, blessed, Vice Global Travel. Yes, this is Vice Global Travel, and I'm here in the room. So follow me on the journey to learn the
What does it translate?
Say it again.
These girls are going to the office.
I said protection from invaders. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you.
A building which has broken roof.
Put my suitcase to 20. Yes. This is Vice Global Travel, and I'm here in Mombasa, Old Town, Fort Jesus. And today I'm going to take the history of Mombasa, Fort Jesus, straight to your living room. So follow me on the journey to learn the history of Mombasa, Fort Jesus. Vibes Global. Huh? People, I'm here with Swally, the #1 tour guide in Fort Jesus. If you come to Fort Jesus in Mombasa,
Exactly.
Museum,
Exactly.
you got to see Swally.
Please.
Please
Please,
see
please,
Swally
please.
and this Vibe Global. So Swally, what we're gonna do today, man?
The blend is with me. Come visit the fort. What we are going to do, we are going to go around the fort, talk about the history and the influence of all the foreigners who came in and the marks they left on this island. Now we will only concentrate with the fort, but next time we would like to explore the old town and authenticate the presence of different societies that came into Mombasa and influenced the administration and the politics, forming the Mombasa that we have today. Mombasa is just a British word. The main article is Mombasa.
Mombasa.
M-A-N-B-A-S-A. This is an Arabic word of a Moroccan tongue, identified by the famous Ibn Battuta. Welcome aboard. Welcome to Fort Jesus.
You hear it out of the mouth of the man, the main man of the day, blessed, Vice Global Travel.
Right? They talk to you from here.
Okay.
Then they come open this small door. This small door. If a few of you, if it's a congregation, then they'll have to open the main shutters.
Okay.
Allow you in.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
This was the second main. This was initiated around 1635.
Okay.
But that was the main entrance, the grills.
This is the main
grill.
entrance.
This is
So
the
you
first
still
main
got to
entrance.
come through this one.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the first main entrance. Then later on, this was extended around 1635. Just as the other wall on that side.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the inscriptions.
Okay.
This structure and the buffer zone, that is the first old town, was notified by UNESCO as a World National Heritage by 2011.
Okay.
This is what he's talking about.
All right.
July 2011.
That was coming to reinforce the Portuguese when they got into war with the Oman Arabs. But this vessel did not fulfill the mission. It was sunk by 17th September 1697. So it did sink with other material, but the much the museum has recovered is this.
Okay.
Looking at the space, before this structure, this was one huge massive road that was spread all over. So in bringing up the structure, excavation exercises were introduced.
Okay.
And the rubble was the material extending the perimeter wall.
Okay.
The inner part of it is about 2.5 acres big.
2.5 acres?
2.5 acres.
Okay.
That is roughly 2.34.
And what's the main purpose of this building?
Okay, the main purpose initially it was a military base under the Portuguese.
Okay.
When they were allowed to occupy the island
Yeah.
by the Omani Arabs who were from Malindi.
Okay.
Malindi Kingdom. Mombasa was under the Persians.
Oh,
So around 1592, when Mombasa Kingdom fell, Portuguese had made friendship with the Omanis for about a century.
okay.
Since Vasco da Gama showed up. So a span of about a century until when Mombasa fell to bring up this structure.
Okay.
There were 2 articles that were endorsed in a memorandum of understanding between the Omani Arabs and the Portuguese, all about controlling the levies, and they were allowed to spread gospel on this Islamic influenced island.
Yeah.
So when they brought up this structure in regards to gospel, they commemorated this facility into Jesus' name.
Okay, into Jesus' name.
And this name was given by King Philip I
King Philip I.
of Austria, who was as well reigning to be the king of Portugal.
Okay, and that's why the name is Fort Jesus.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, appreciate it.
He's taking the shape of a human being to express the arms and legs.
Oh.
This is the literal meaning of it.
Okay,
But the
okay.
inner meaning, it was all about the Roman cross.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
It is hosted on a coral rock. That is why when you are getting in, you are ascending.
Oh, you're sending.
All right? The labor applied in shaping up the structure and bringing it up is about 4,000 people.
4,000 people.
Forced labor.
First labor.
So in short, forced labor.
Forced labor.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So in short,
Yeah.
it was a military base under the Portuguese for 105 years.
Yeah.
Then they were ousted out by the Omanis.
Yeah.
Omanis occupied this place for 188 years, from a military base into a castle for the Sultan.
Okay.
And around 1888,
Yeah.
the administration changed hands from
Yeah.
the British, from the Omanis to the British.
Okay.
All right? British administered the island for 7 years from the fort.
Okay.
Later on, they had to shift. They had to shift to another venue,
Yeah.
turning the entire facility as a correction center. This was the first government prison
Okay.
from 1895 until 1958.
To 1958.
When another correction facility was constructed, inmates were practically transferred from this end to that part, and this place was prepared and officially opened by 1960. And a British curator who was also a famous archaeologist, the late Dr. James Catman. You're welcome aboard, bro. That is the sketch. That is the sketch of the facility.
Okay, okay.
I'm collecting the ticket. Now, if you're on the island of Mombasa,
You gotta keep up so because he ain't
in another facility looking very much like it, because specifically for the social success and the utility, we'll have a view of it.
you gotta come back up these steps, right? Yeah.
Come again?
We gonna come back up these steps.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll wait here for you. I haven't seen that, so
All right.
I'll wait.
Okay. So, ammunition store, just along the way.
Okay.
Come on. This ammunition store is this much.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So we had 2 ammunition stores.
Okay.
This was about the cannonballs, rifles, and all
Rifle, I
that.
got
And we had a specific one for the gunpowder.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
But when the Omanis came in, they decided to have this facility into an extension of prison due to slavery.
I got you.
And the British as well maintained it an extension of prison just for the 7 years. Later on, the entire facility was turned into a correction center.
Correctional.
From 1895 until 1958.
Wow. Long time.
It's about 63 years.
Yes. Wow.
Okay.
So on behalf of the National Museum, I'm apologizing for that.
Okay.
Okay.
We're heading into the right arm.
So yeah, we're touring.
I do believe this is your first time in Mombasa,
Yes.
Yes.
but not in Kenya.
Yes.
Or generally in
Both.
Kenya, this is both, huh? All right.
Yeah.
So when you're back at home, what makes you point out to be these pictures talk about the coastline of East Africa or Mombasa? Look at these drawings and tell me if you can pick anything about Mombasa.
That's like the marketplace, the town. This is
Maybe that's the feature.
This is the feature. This is the main feature.
Yes.
All right.
okay.
Whenever you see this on postcards or maybe on papers,
Yeah.
talks about Mombasa.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So these drawings are somehow identities about Mombasa that has been replaced by the new Nyali Bridge.
Okay.
You are from this side. You crossed over a bridge at some
Come
point.
here, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that bridge,
Okay.
the Serving Bridge,
Yeah.
has replaced a floating bridge.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
British art.
So this was a floating bridge before.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
The Asian man with the scale talks about the trading, specifically about spices.
Okay.
The woman in this attire is talking about the culture which is very much Islamic on the island.
Okay.
This is the famous spice market. Another official name is Makinon Market.
Okay.
It was turned into spice market around 1914, but before that it has considerable information about slavery.
Okay.
Alright? This is a scenario of an open air market within the island. They just chose fresh coconut for the identity. We are talking about the introduction of the railway system that took place around 1890. And the judiciary, which was 1896, but officiated by 1902. As for the judiciary, it's an article when you finish the Fort Jesus Gardens outside. The next article up is the judiciary that was introduced by the British around 1896. 1896, the judiciary. 1895, the prison. 1896, the first police station in Kenya. The first government was formed in the Old Town, Mombasa.
Okay.
All right. The elephant tusks. Elephant tusks were initiated in 1952, but it was one-sided. Then the material was timber and fasting white.
Okay.
Celebrating coronation of Queen Elizabeth of England. She was on her honeymoon. She flew into Kenya as a princess just to have a call of the death of her dad and flew back to England as a queen.
Oh, okay.
All right? So we were kind of celebrating or praising the coronation of Queen Elizabeth.
Okay.
It survived for about 4 years. Then we had to extend it to the second, to the other side of the road. This extension adapted different material and meaning as well. The material from timber, it was now metallic, and the meaning was all about preparing the visit of the late Princess Margaret, who showed up in 1957. Now she was coming in the campaigns of anti-poaching.
Okay.
So the tasks talk about the wildlife. The endings of these tasks are forming an X saying no, and the entire portrait is highlighting a shape of letter M. Don't call it Mombasa.
Oh, okay.
It's for Margaret.
Okay. Good.
On these drawings, we are reminded of the funny bitter times of slavery. We are as well refreshed about the commerce on the island. These are Swahili fishermen. This is a coconut vendor. We are introduced into the indigenous Bantus who are down this side roughly 3,000 years BC. These are Bantu old women, these are Bantu girls, and these are Bantu young men who used to tour around with the Portuguese missionaries in spreading the gospel.
Okay. Good.
When did you flee in?
We was in the road for like 3 weeks.
All right. We are deep into the right arm. We are deep into the right arm.
We're dipping into the right arm.
Yeah, it's the right arm, right? And the article that brings us this far is this looking very much like a swimming pool.
Okay.
But this used to be the courtroom.
Oh, the courtroom.
For the judiciary, all right? Introduced by the Portuguese. Why did they need these facilities? In the convoys, in these convoys of exploration, Lisbon, or maybe it have happened to the entire Europe, but I'm specifying about Lisbon because of the Portuguese, found it an opportunity to have cheap labor from the inmates or prisoners back in Lisbon who were serving life sentences or they were waiting to get executed.
Okay.
So they took them into these missions. 80% of the manpower were inmates.
Okay.
They took them into these missions in exchange of their freedom. If they happen to survive back home, they will have their freedom. So these facilities were brought in So as in case an inmate commits another offense along the mission,
Right.
it goes into record. And if he survives back home, before he's granted his freedom, he'll have to serve some time for the offenses he committed on the mission. That is why they had these facilities, all right?
Okay.
It was of palm leaf thatch.
Okay.
We're having a watchtower. The fort is surrounded by 8 watchtowers.
Okay.
4 aspirated to face the sea, and 4 aspirated to face the island of Mombasa.
Okay.
We're heading this side.
Right.
They're pointing to the town.
Right.
What does it translate?
I don't know. Tell me.
Say it again.
These guns are pointing to the old town.
To the old town.
Yeah. What does it translate?
What is translate? I said protection from invaders.
That's not satisfactory. It's all about it's all about highlighting the communication or the interaction between the Portuguese and the islanders was not that set.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay,
It was
okay.
delicate.
Okay,
You
okay.
cannot point a gun to your friend.
Okay, yeah, that
Right.
mean it was from the invader, which was the... Okay, I got you.
This facility, you have the vehicle. That next facility, that is the first Jubilee Hall in East Africa.
Okay.
Right? And the other building, which has a broken roof,
Right.
that is the building that hosted the first police station when Fort Jesus was turned into a government prison.
Okay.
Hotel.
Okay.
When you're abroad trying to find some accommodation, poshy accommodations within the island, you must find that on the internet.
Oh wow.
But the title of English Point does not only belong to the hotel. It's about the entire inner reef. Okay. Up to where the bridge is.
Yeah.
The entire inner reef is identified to be English Point.
Okay.
And the channel is English Channel, but not the one that is separating England and France.
Right.
This Mombasa Channel.
I got you.
What has the title to do with the Swahili down the side? When the British were handed over administration by the Oman Arabs, they never lived on the island. They initiated the northern mainland estates. And these estates are poshy for the wealthy up to today. Initiated by the British.
Okay. I got you.
All right, let's see to the next stage of history of Fort Jesus.
Good.
Be careful, there's gonna be. All right, keeping it moving.
Yeah, we're going into like a
This
cave.
This is an official honor for the gunpowder.
For the gunpowders.
Yeah. The upper part is an office that used to control the inventory.
Yeah.
All right. Now here is where the storage was.
Okay.
I won't say much right now.
Okay.
Because there's some information that I'd like to combine it when we get by the church.
Okay.
But you can take this. You can take this. It's just highlight. The other one is British art.
Okay.
Let me get you a present. You'll take back with, take with you home.
Oh Lord.
Woo. Just a bullet.
Oh, okay. Cannonball. Cannonball.
All right. I got it.
I was going to tell him this alone will put my suitcase to 20 pound extra.
That's a heavy something.
Yeah, that's a heavy.
Now the load in the pump. What this art can do is 1.2 kilometers in accuracy.
Okay.
So after loading everything, you light up the string.
I got you.
The string burns the powder. Powder responding to heat turns repulsive or explosive.
Right.
Processing kinetic energy.
Right.
This energy that pushes out the ball. But it will not satisfy the meaning if it doesn't enjoy geometry to target the point of projection. As of now, it's on a station platform, but normally it's supposed to be on a flexible and a mobile one.
Right.
We're heading this side.
Okay.
The foundation mark talks about the main barracks where the soldiers used to sleep, extending to the restrooms. These were full structures. When the Omanis were here as well, the soldiers used to sleep in these facilities. This art was on the other side, but since we are having a new structure, it has overshadowed the ancient article. When the British had the fort for a prison, these were mainly men's cells.
Hello! Anyone home?
That used to be the prison.
Can you hear me?
Nobody at home.
Nobody home.
No.
Nobody
Well,
home.
the boy that collect the water from the well.
Exactly. No. This was a system
Yeah.
introduced around 1603. Harvesting in rainwater for fresh water.
Oh, okay.
For two reasons.
Yeah.
Because the situation was delicate between the Portuguese and the islanders, one.
Yeah.
And the water table within Old Town is salty.
Yeah.
That is why they decided to have this facility. It's 17 meters deep.
Okay.
But when the Omanis come in, they suspected the water to have been contaminated with poison to be another tool of war.
Oh, okay.
In this military perspective, they decided to sink a well behind here, which is active up to today, a 17th century article.
Yeah.
But the core reason for this well was all about having water to clean this tank when they dry it out of the suspicious water.
Okay.
They did that and kept using this facility until 1840 when some leakages were unrepairable.
Okay.
It's when they abandoned.
So let me ask you one more question. I noticed like even at the hotel, the water is a little salty. And could you explain that?
It's just because we are just by the seashore,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. So that's why.
I mean, we are just by the seashore.
Yeah.
This is the channel and the main Indian Ocean is on the
The
side.
side. Okay.
So you should not be surprised
if it's
to have the table salty.
okay.
The railway system. Have a seat on it, bro. Take a seat. Sit on this article.
Are you want to hold this and sit on it?
Just a minute. I want to demonstrate something. Get seated. No, it's strong enough. I can hold it, right? Sure. Yeah, okay. When this facility, this is a street trolley introduced by the British as the railway system. We had no engine to drive it. Okay. So as you are seated, somebody would be behind, pushing you to the doorstep.
Oh.
All right? And the railway network was just within the Old Town settlement establishment.
Wow.
All right? It was so consistent until when engine was introduced around 1897.
Oh, wow.
With the second exodus of about 32,000 Indian men. They came in to build the then new railway line.
Oh, okay.
So the system took a different course.
Right.
The Rhine managed to cross the line to the western mainland. When I'm talking about the western mainland, it's where you pick the train and the airport of Mombasa.
Okay.
And progressed up to Lake Victoria by 1901.
Okay.
Whereas, amongst the reasons as to why the British did this art so fast for 4 years was all about capturing the source of River Nile.
Oh.
That was Lake Victoria.
Okay.
This is a juvenile well. Indian Ocean is not their major habitation. But they happen to show up in our waters because Indian Ocean is bordering the lower Pacific. And these are migratory creatures. This facility has nothing to do with history apart from two articles. This segment of the vertebra, this was used as a motor to turn or revolve anything they were mechanizing in those days. And the fat from the fish gets fermented, and it was used for fuel to light up the lanterns in ancient days. So these are the only two issues that are very much related to history, but the rest of it is just a flesh that you can cook.
Okay.
Some of the Portuguese, but when the Arabs came in, they decided to extend their march to accommodate the Sultan. model of Oman Dawah. Just a model. They used to seal the timbers in building the boat. This rope is made out of coconut fiber. Right? When it's fresh, it tends to be rigid. But when it gets in contact with water, it weakens in time. So this facility is used to undergo some several frequent repairs. And the gaps in between. At that time, we were not that accurate to plain timber and fix it intact without making it. Right? So these leakages were patched up by the fish and the fermented oil. For the big fish, not necessarily the whale's oil. Any big fish. I mean, you get the oil, ferment it, then use it as a pesticide to protect the outer body of the vessel from the marine microorganisms, as well as they use it to fix it in between, in patching it up. Here, these were appreciation medals of the Omani Arabs. But looking at the art, this here is very much Western art. It's telling us something. All the foreigners who met in Africa, they were meeting in some point in their first world. And they had some conformity in their lives. The Arabs came in. They were conversant with using the gun, the powder, same as the West. Right? The military system was almost conforming to each other. These are the coins that were used when Mombasa was a sovereign state under the Omani regime. The stamp stroke of time as well. You can also mark the scriptures here. These are some of the weapons used by the Omani Arabs. We have a rifle, the belt, bullets not really. The sword, the dagger, and what's that?
Like a hat.
No. It's a small shield, a buckler. Right? You normally wear it with your palm. It's not like the big thing that you wear, it's half an arm, almost half a height of your head. Right? Made out of rhino skin. This is the trading mark the Omani Arabs used to perform. We are having some samples of some of the items they traded in. This is frankincense, dates, direct lemon. This is how they used to preserve lemon and spices. This is another article that was discovered from the seabed. It's ivory. It has been underwater roughly for 280 years. That is why it's taking the woody texture. And this is Zanzibar Harbour. This is the castle for the Sultan in Zanzibar. This has gone into records because the shortest war to have been fought in the world incurred this facility considerable damage between the British and the Omani Arabs. And this war was 38 to 45 minutes long. And the Omanis were down to their knees. This is the line of the Sultans who ruled Oman, Zanzibar, and Mombasa as far as 1804. Now, in 1804, we are capturing after the split of the Omani monarchy. Right? They used to control from Oman up to the East Africa. But the monarchy at one point had to split. Some decided to take over East Africa and some remained with Muscat. So now we are talking about those who came down to East Africa. This is the first one, and this is the last one. This is our president. This is the late Sultan of Oman. He died 2020. Took power in 1970 when he was 33, but that was when he died. This is the sitting Sultan. Going into his biography, the late Sultan, he spoke with King Charles today of England. About the Omanis, this is for women and this is for men. Here is about the current Oman as a sovereign kingdom in the 21st century. This is the political spectrum. They take pride to have been non-partisan in the international politics generally. Right? This is one article that has seriously strengthened the economy of Oman, not only in the Middle East, but in the world as well. So they are taking the opportunity that they can mingle with different world leaders who cannot sit on the same table. Here are the developments of the Omani government to the citizens. This is about education. Here we talk about industrialization, agriculture, government infrastructure, medicines, road network, sea transport, air transport. Tourism, and this is historical site. Janto, this is the judiciary that was introduced by the British around 1896.
Okay,
The white structure here,
I got you.
the judiciary. This facility is a new facility.
Okay.
Forget about it. That is the one in history.
Okay. Move it on to the next chapter.
Yeah. Archaeologists came down these sites, exhumed this article just to find a true skeleton of a human being with rosary and some military badges.
Oh, okay.
Another test followed about carbon dating, resulted somebody existed by the Portuguese time, 16th and 17th century.
Oh,
So after these two findings, the original skeleton was reburied.
wow.
What we are having below the glass is just an artificial one. It's
Oh,
not the
okay.
original facility.
It's not the original.
No. Some call it to have been Alfonso da Lema. Alfonso da Lema was one of the major figures after Vasco da Gama's second trip. But I cannot hold on that because I need to have it written somewhere. I'll just read it with my eyes.
Correct.
Then I can pick it up from there.
I got you. That makes sense.
You come with your wooden bucket, press it down, get seated, and respond to that. We're having 4 facilities of the same. This wall was extended to some level, trying to provide privacy, though not adequate. No, we're having this facility. There's another one here, and 2 more on the other side. Don't forget this is the right leg. For cleaning exercises.
Yeah, it's deep. You got water.
Stand on that point and take the view on this side. Take the view on this side. That was the main entrance. That was the main entrance. The article was about facing forth, where the sun has stopped.
Okay.
The middle facilities were the pillars holding the roof. Altar was by that corner.
Okay, that's altar.
Yeah. And the confession box. Now, this facility was destructed at the same time that gunpowder armory was.
Okay.
The war between the Omani Arabs and the Portuguese lasted 2 years, 9 months. From about 15th March of 1696.
Okay.
Portuguese were taken under siege.
Okay.
Up to around 27th of November 1698. So coming to about 21st of November 1698. The survivors inside here were about 16 Portuguese prisoners.
Okay.
3 Indians, 2 African women and 1 African boy, young African boy,
Okay.
bad of sound.
Okay.
This boy was sent out a night of about 23rd. Go look for some herbs and wild fruits. For the survivors inside here, at least to have hope.
Okay.
He was caught by the Obanis,
Okay.
interrogated, and he revealed of the situation. So a handful of, the army decided to organize themselves and stop him.
Oh, okay.
Portuguese resisted for about a night or so. Out of the 16, 8 lost life. So a balance of 8. When they were all confined in chains,
Yeah.
2 were forced by this group that came in to take them round, searching for any treasures or confirming the security. So the Portuguese decided to split this group into 2. One was led into the official armory for the gunpowder,
Okay.
and inside the church there was a magazine room. They decided to light up the substance, blew themselves up with the structures plus the money.
Wow.
All right? So it led to the destruction of all these 2.
Oh,
But
okay.
when the Omanis confirmed taking over, they only restored that ark
Yeah, I got you.
and abandoned the church. This is a British ark. This is a British cannon gun. This is an Omani ark. Hopefully it's not strange in your eyes.
No.
You've seen it somewhere.
No.
Not at all? Never seen it?
Maybe a long time. Yeah.
All right. This is an Omani art.
Okay.
Out of this art, the spikes is a borrowed art from the Indian doors. What was it about for the Indians? Indians, they had these spikes, very long, thin, sharp, out of iron metal, to keep away one of their domestic animals, the elephant.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
Omanis admired this art, and they had their own version. Short, thick, blunt, of different metals. Now, the value of the metal determines how muscular your pocket is.
Oh, wow.
For the Omanis. Yes, somebody is trying to display some art out of the coconut husk.
Okay.
Coconut husk, correct?
Gotcha.
For the basic utilities.
Okay.
It has several issues to handle together.
Okay. All right.
Now, this is the main kitchen. This is the fire point. The chimney.
Okay.
And the working table.
Okay.
This is how the fort was when it was a government prison.
Oh, that's it. I gotta get a picture of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do they sell that?
The picture?
Yes. No, I just take a picture then. That's cool.
You can take a picture of that.
Okay. You got that there?
They would keep it here. This wall was introduced around 1635, but initially it was a half wall for a bench. That main wall, this main wall, was plastered, and they used to inscript some of the information that they never wanted to forget.
Oh, okay.
But later on, this information was transferred from the wall, preserved inside the small prison facility under the military base of the Portuguese, for the Portuguese war painted. We'll visit it. That is the last article. Come on this side. You have a better view.
Okay. So that is the view of the ocean. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. All right.
Oh, yeah, that's a better view.
Wow. Yeah, this is the view.
That is the main Indian Ocean, all right?
This is the main Indian Ocean.
Okay.
Okay.
If you embrace deep right, you'll be getting to Tanzania, to South Africa.
Okay.
If you'll be embracing deep left, you'll be getting to Somalia, Horn of Africa, connecting with the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea,
Okay.
Central Asia, ahead to Far East. This channel is English channel. We have another channel that is facilitating the ferry on the island of Mombasa, connecting the southern mainland to the island.
Yeah.
So that is Kilindini channel,
Yeah.
the southern channel, and this channel is the northern channel.
Northern channel.
All right. So these two channels split here, go around to make Mombasa an island.
Oh, okay.
That is the secondary reason as to why the Portuguese allocated the fort here.
Okay.
But the primary reason was all about protecting the first port, which was hosted along this channel, the English channel, all right?
Okay.
The pillars across are authenticating that this channel hosted the first port. Those were navigation pillars. The short pillar is a Persian art.
The sharp pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Persian art.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And the tall pillar is a British art.
It's a British art.
When Vasco da Gama was by Mombasa waters, he was informed of the port to be hosted on this channel by that short pillar.
Oh.
And the word Mombasa was identified by the 12th century by Ibn Battuta. This is a Moroccan scholar.
Okay.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't pronounce it Mombasa. The word Mombasa, M-O-M-B-A-S-A, this is a British tongue or a British alteration.
Oh.
All right?
So
But the correct word for this island, it was Manbasa, M-A-N-B-A-S-A.
Mombasa.
Exactly.
Mombasa.
This is an Arabic word of a Moroccan tongue, meaning a rocky island. This is what Ibn Battuta identified this island to have been. And before it was Mombasa, it was Mvita.
Invita.
M-V-I-T-A. Mvita is the short form of the word a town of war. A town of war for resisting the foreign influence.
Okay.
So a town of war in Kiswahili is Mji wa Vita. Good, huh?
Okay.
And before it was Mvita, it was Mwambao.
Mombasa.
Mwambao is just a typical Bantu Swahili word referring to the shoreline. Now, in regards to the shoreline, subjected to the tradings. So
trading.
whoever was from the interior, telling that he is getting to Mwambao, he was coming to the island for trading or to look for some job. All right?
Okay.
All right.
The steps on the coral.
Oh, okay.
This was for the soldiers' access and the utilities. The other passage was mainly about the tradings.
Right.
But when the British decided to have for a prison, the access point on this one was blocked.
Okay.
That is an exclusive accommodation for the captain.
Okay.
It was turned into female prison.
Oh, wow.
And the mess hall that we just passed through was turned into juvenile. The rest of the facility was for men.
Oh, okay.
Come on this side. 5. This is how all the ports looked like along this channel.
Okay.
This was the second last governor of the Arabic administration. He died in 1959.
Okay.
Succeeded by him. This was the last governor of the Arabic administration.
Okay.
This is the famous slave broker. This is the third governor for the Arabic administration. You have all the scriptures. You got all that. How you doing? Hi. Good. I want you to pick this. Take this one. Portion of Zanzibar town with number of streets. This is the act that was introduced by the British. That has been transferred from that wall.
I got you.
Huh?
Yeah.
It was transferred around 1967
Okay.
when there was a world meeting or a world forum in Kenya, in Nairobi, in regards to the contribution of history.
Oh, okay.
So all the affiliated organs who are called in anthropologists, archaeologists, historians, and all that, they were down here trying to flash out all the contradictions that go around.
Right.
So well-wishers from Switzerland decided to save this art.
Okay.
It was almost fading off.
Right.
So these fiber sheets got pressed hard on the walls, just to press the prints, then they got highlighted by carbon black monoxide, preserved inside here.
Okay.
It has something to tell. This is the flag that Portuguese used to fly.
Okay.
We have, you see, vessels have overwhelmed the drawing. What they were trying to understand, every model of a vessel as per the society it belonged from. Along the way in their mission of exploration, different vessels of different models they used to encounter. The cartoons highlight of the times of the war. These are frictions that escalated or blew up to serious war between the Omani Arabs and the Portuguese. Whereas at the end, 6 of the Portuguese remained. A portion is telling us they were offered to be sailed to Mozambique, since Mozambique was still a stronghold of the Portuguese. And some say they were taken to Muscat, prisoned or executed from that end. So these contradictions was what brought all this forum.
Okay.
We are having the chapels and the crosses. They talk about the marks the Portuguese used to leave on every colony they captured.
Right.
Here we have fish, highlighting of vegetable food, because most of the time their lives are mainly by the sea. We have in the cylindrical drawings, corn-like, talking about one of the items of trading, ivory. We have this mouse-like creature with a long tongue, assumed to have been a chameleon, and a chameleon was seriously a strange creature initially to the Portuguese. It's a tropical creature. Pierced heart, someone trying to express their emotions. And the last article is a house and somebody is just by the door waving. Remembering the times when they were sailing off from Lisbon on their different missions. Everyone was just by the shore wishing them luck, since they were prisoners and the troubles of the time were mainly a gamble. Guys, we are almost finding out.
All right. My pleasure.
We're having one more act. Come on.
Okay. All right. We going.
It was under the Omani regime. But this art, this was one long hall that was introduced by the Portuguese as an audience hall. It was named Mazrui Hall under the Omanis. It is them who decided to restructure this facility and segmented it into three. A part of it was turned into a mosque, another part was turned into an Islamic school, and the remaining part remained to be the meeting hall. This picture talks about one of the meetings that used to go on between the British and the Omani Arabs in regards to anti-slavery. The four far right guys are the British and the remaining of the quorum are the Omani Arabs. But this thing is used to highlight some of the borrowed words from the foreigners who influenced a lot the politics and the administrations of this island.
Right.
So Kiswahili, it's a matter of a blended art of different tongues. Mainly all those who influenced and participated in the politics and the administrations.
Okay.
Their tongues were as well subject to building. We talk about a school. This is English, all right?
Right.
In Kiswahili, we call it shule.
Shula.
Shule, this is a German word, and they pronounce it the same, have the same meaning.
Okay.
All right? A bicycle, this is an English word.
Right.
Swahili, we call it baiskeli.
Baskeli.
Right?
Right.
Meza is a Portuguese word, meaning the same table. Sima. Sima is the maize flour. This is a Portuguese word,
Okay.
but it is part of the Swahili language.
Swahili language. I got you. Okay.
See this old man. This is Sheikh Mbaruk bin Rashid bin Muhammad al-Mazrui. At one point when Mombasa was administered by the Mazruis, who were part of the Omani Arabs, him instigated some sort of a revolution seeking independence for this island from the central governments of Zanzibar and Oman.
Oh, okay. Zanzibar and Oman.
It led into some several frictions and civil wars.
Right.
Later on, they came into understanding, and it was part of the central government of, it maintained to be part of the government of Zanzibar and Muscat. My dear guest,
Okay.
coming to the end of the tour.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Okay, man.
It has been a wonderful time hosting you,
Yeah, man.
though short.
Okay.
I wish we had, started this yesterday or last week.
Yeah, because it's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, or we can extend this to tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But
Okay.
anyway, time is not in our favor. We cannot be held hostage.
Man, and appreciate your information. You got some valid information.
Thank you so much.
And history, enlightened. And I hope people watching this video can appreciate the history, the rich value of Kenya from century back, coming back to today, 2024. And it was my privilege to be here and just get the information that you lecture.
And this is just a fraction.
A fraction.
A fraction.
Say it again. A fraction.
A fraction.
Fraction.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just a fraction
A fraction.
of the wide spectrum that evolved and revolved within the island of Mombasa and the neighborhood.
Okay.
Guys, you're most welcome.
Appreciate it, man.
See you some
Thanks
other
a
time.
lot.
My
Yeah.
name is Saleh Mohammed Amin.
Saleh.
A tour guide, yes, Saleh.
Swale.
A tour guide in Mombasa for
Yeah.
Jesus Old Town Tour Guide Group.
Bless.
God bless you all.
All right. Global in Fort Jesus Museum in Mombasa,
Yes.
Old Town.
Yes.
The history, the value, the lesson we learn is important to our future. Because without the past, it could never be a future. So this is Vibes Global. Like, subscribe, and share. Tell your mama, your sister, your mama, your sister, brother, sister. Like, share, subscribe. Vibe Global. I'm out. Peace. One love.
Waiting for them to